The last year has been pretty hectic for us. We've done a lot of things. You know, we lived it all in 1 year, which was absolutely amazing. And now we're, coming back with a vengeance with the second album. We wanted to switch a few things up and kind of let people know where we are mentally now in our lives. Touring the previous album was great, I mean, because we've been touring it here for a while, so we're obviously comfortable with the songs. Because we originally recorded as a demo, here in Cape Town, and to take it to the world, on that level and have everyone listening, I mean, it was great. And touring that album is fun, because it is a fun album, it's very up-tempo, it's kind of, happy-go-lucky and all that type of stuff. It was great fun, but there comes a point where you're singing lyrics that don't really have the same effect that they had 3 years back or something like that, which is why I'm so amped on this new stuff. I mean, it's so relevant to where we are now. This is now going to be for a global market, so we kind of took a little bit of everything that we learned from the different places and kind of all amalgamated it into the new album. I think it's going to be a whole nother experience touring this one. It's the first time we've ever written an album knowing that it's going to be released and listened to on a mass scale. So we put a lot of thought into it. We spent a lot of time on the production. We weren't recording this as a demo, we were recording this as an actual album. The whole feel of the album is kind of changed up because obviously we've grown up, so the music needs to grow with it. And we're working with a fantastic sound engineer, Alan Armitage, who's just changed our world in the studio. How we met up with Alan, that happened actually when we went to the States last year. We were working briefly with Johnny Wright, who owns Weg Entertainment, and which was a great experience. And he has this, what he calls the compound. It's like they got a studio there. It's this whole thing where a whole bunch of groups come to record and write, and it's a very creative space. And we had the opportunity to go there.
Hey, how you doing? Chilling here in Orlando, Florida. It's been a couple days. We've been hard at work in the studio, working on some new tracks, which I'm very amped to show to everybody.
See that. The in-house engineer was Alan, and I remember that we kind of started, talking with him and doing some tracks, and we recorded 5 of them, and then all 3 of us got really involved in the kind of post-production, because we obviously made the beats and wrote the lyrics. And all the beats on this album were done on this laptop, all on planes with little Korg nano synths. Once we recorded it, we kind of all sat there, all 3 of us, and listened to it and said, okay, let's chop and change that a bit, let's bring this up here. So we were all together in the mix and the kind of post-production on it all. And he's an extremely creative guy, really awesome to work with, and the whole thing was just a pleasure.
So then right here, this is the actual main kick,
Thank you to everyone who's been so hospitable to us here in Orlando. We've had a great stay over the past few weeks, and this album's sounding great. We can't wait till everybody hears it.
And so when we came back to South Africa, kind of gearing up for the new album, and then we thought, okay, we still want to actually record with him. So we gave him a call. We were kind of bouncing back and forth, and we said, how would you feel coming down here and finishing up the album here? And he was keen, we were keen, so we just made it happen, It's just been a pleasure, to sit down here, especially in our home city where we feel so comfortable, recording and stuff.
Yeah, we're chilling here in Cape Town. It's really cold here at the moment. It's just edging into winter. Finishing up the second phase of the album, and I'm really loving the vibe. Got a very good energy going in studio, so all is working out very well.
I think we've all had a good time and serious creative energy flowing around. It's been great.
Being in the studio is the creative, part of it too. Not just writing the music, but also trying things in the studio that you wouldn't normally think about doing. They're open to all that stuff, and that's what we did. With this whole album, just trying to find a new sound for them. It's working out.
It's made the whole recording process seriously breezy for everyone, because he knows what he's doing. We've obviously done the recording thing a few times now, so we know what we're doing, and the collaboration of that has just been, it's been amazing.
It's kind of got that, what's happening now, like in music, like vocally, especially like in hip hop and club stuff.
Don't forget your game faces. I paved the way for greatness till Satan that paid the waitress.
Cool, y'all, bro. Sounding hot, bro.
Lekker, man.
A lot of the way they sing it and the instruments they use is definitely like very 80s alternative electro kind of stuff.
In terms of the actual recording, we used some really interesting methods because we did lots of vocal layers. So we were doing a lot of like, you know, really deep lows. We went falsetto sometimes, like singing falsetto flat, and then we do these crazy harmonies, and then we'd mix everything down so that when you hear it, it almost sounds like one line, but if you really listen closely, you'll hear all these other little things in there, and like a chorus effect where it blows up your voice, and then we'll put that low kind of spread to the sides so that you get this insane, almost like a stereo sound going.
I'm staring at the world outside.
There's a lot of songs on here. They're quite different. They kind of went all over the place, but it still sounds cohesive.
It's something mad. There's always these new generations coming into the world, and it seems that everyone is just running to midnight. We're always just running to that new day, trying to find the next evolution, trying to find something else to make us happier, something else to, there's always something else, you're always running to the next day, which is why we concepted the whole album, 12 tracks on the hands of a clock. The first track is the Running to Midnight intro, and then it goes through 12 tracks, and then the 12th track is the Good Night World outro. And that's the whole kind of thing, is that you start out running to midnight, then you get to midnight, and then it's like good night world, because at the end of the day, you know, we all go to sleep and we all wake up and, you know, new day, new mindset, new everything, so yeah.
The album's a story, like, and they specifically did it like that, like to tell a story throughout this album. Like everything on this album kind of just relates to each other, so it's definitely cool.
It's a different album to the first. I won't say that we've completely taken away what Locnville is. I mean, you'll know it's Locnville, but it's bigger, it's, in my opinion, better.
Maybe this time I think it's not a little too far. I made my mind good to try to change mine a little too hard. I hope they like me, I hope they care. I hope they scream and throw their hands into the air. I hope it's likely that they learn. I hope they show me the respect I think I've earned. Maybe this time I think it's not a little too far. I made my mind good to try to change mine a little too.
The first single off the album, Running to Midnight, is called Stars Above You. And I remember where we actually came up with the whole track. We were sitting on a plane and one of us just came up with that line, you know, I especially love you when the stars are above you, and kind of wrote it down on a cell phone and tucked it away and carried on writing the rest of the album. And then we came back to it one day and we thought, oh, that's like it's a catchy, cool line, and the whole concept of, you know, stars above you. I'm very into stars and sun, as I'm sure most of the villains know. It's a good taster of the album as well, because it doesn't give you an inkling as to everything on the album, but it almost does give like a little bit of a taste on the new style that we are going with, you know, much more vocal range, more kind of singy.
Said I especially love you when the stars are above you. 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 I lay you down.
The Stars Above You video was something that we actually started theming up while we were recording the first half of the album in the States, and we just had this thing about like a wolf/dog being in the music video.
When the stars are above you. When the stars are above you. When the stars are above you.
The whole look and feel is just so different to what we've ever done before. What's also cool and different about it is that we weren't lip syncing the lyrics at all in this video, so it almost comes across as a short movie.
Cool, here we are in the woods on the first day of shooting, and the husky just arrived, which is fantastic because that's one of the main elements of the video. And the day is far from over, so we still got a bit more to do, but it's gonna be fantastic.
Action!
That was me getting my Johnny Depp on.
Love you when the stars are above you. I especially love you when the stars are above you. I especially love you when the stars are above you. I especially love you.